they have just announced a new Bubsy game. With the last game being Bubsy 3D for the PlayStation 1, which is often considered one of the worst games of all time, this game is actually being made by... Man, you can hear it rattling in there, can't you? The new Bubsy is actually being made by the same guys who made the Giana Sisters games, which, albeit the first one was just a Super Mario Bros. Ripoff, but the newer ones were pretty good, pretty fun. So come on and join me today on Stuff We Play Guide and out here on this beautiful garden pathway as we talk about the new Bubsy game, if you should buy it, and, well, what type of history does the series even have to make it so infamous? Bubsy the Woolies Strike Back is just been announced for the PlayStation 4 and Steam, and it looks okay actually. The old Bubsy games weren't great, and this one looks passable. I mean, it has pretty backgrounds, but Bubsy's model itself looks kind of but it looks passable. It looks okay. Certainly not something I was expecting getting in this age where we're getting a new Shaq Fu, isn't it? Maybe it'll be good, and as you can hear by the birds chirping around me, I think nature agrees with me. And it's kind of interesting. I'm surprised they decided to bring this IP back. You know, an IP famous for having one of the worst games of all times isn't exactly something I'd go for. You know, maybe we would have gone back and brought something like Dizzy or whatnot. But alas, this relic from the 90s is returning, man. This is... Man, you can hear that cartridge rolling around in there. Now, I imagine many of you hearing the news of this new Bubsy game are probably falling into one of two categories. First one is Bubsy, they're making a new Bubsy game, and the second one is Bubsy, what the hell is a Bubsy? And both of those are very valid places to be. Bubsy itself has an interesting history, and I guess I should go into my own personal history. 2 years ago, at the first Retropalooza Houston, I was at the panel of iRetroGamer, and he had just done a video about Bubsy, and my only experience with the series had been previously trying one of the SNES games on an emulator and not really caring for it. And he did a little Q&A panel, and I ended up winning this in a trivia challenge. Now, Bubsy is made by Accolade, and for some reason, Accolade's games all came in these really weird cartridges. It doesn't look like a Genesis game, but I promise it's a Sega Genesis game. They weren't great. Bubsy 2 was a bit better. There was a Bubsy game in the Jaguar, and I didn't play that, and I probably won't play it for a while because I don't own a Jaguar and can't seem to ever find one. And then, of course, there is Bubsy 3D, which looks like... The series isn't something I'd really recommend as a whole. I like this idea of, you know, instead of remaking or rebooting a classic series, maybe take something that's infamous or not really loved, like Bubsy, and giving it a new lease on life, being like, hey, this wasn't great back in the day, but we can make it great now. And I like that. I would have preferred a new IP with less baggage, but I think it's a cool concept, and I'm definitely excited to see where they go with this. Besides, as Bubsy would say,
what could possibly go wrong?
Besides everything. But hey, that's just my opinion, so thank you very much for watching. Comment your opinions down below, and remember that if you enjoyed this video, to subscribe and hit that bell, or if you're on VidMe, to follow us if you want to see more great content like this, usually a bit more edited. And tell me what you think. Should I film outside more often? Seeing how pasty and white I am, should I go outside more often? Just comment that down below as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. So since we're here right now, why don't I read the back of this box? Now give you an idea of what Bubsy was about back in the day. When you're a bankable star like me, they don't skimp on the megs. No siree, Bobcat. 16 megs, 16 Mondo. He just said Mondo. Mondo. God, when was the last time I ever heard someone say Mondo in a non-ironic way?